Hi everyone and welcome to Hicks Orchard's Apple a Day Challenge. I'm super excited that you're here today. I'm Keisha Dixon and I could not wait to talk to you today. I wanted to share with you the backstory of how I left my corporate career and I was able to start my own business, my own coaching business, relocate to another state, purchase a home within 13 days from site to closing, and live a relatively stress and worry-free life. At first, let me really paint the picture for you. For 6 years, now I worked in corporate for 33 years, but for the last 6 of those years, I commuted to my job, which was in New York City, from Pennsylvania by bus. And the commute each way was 2 to 3 hours, depending on traffic patterns, each way. I would leave my home at around 5:30 in the morning and I wouldn't get back home at night until 9 or 10 p.m. And I've shared with you before, I'm a single mother of 6, and at that time, 4 of my children were still living at home and completely dependent on me and my income. And I found my job, in addition to a stressful commute, I found my job incredibly stressful. And although that job was a blessing on paper and is a job that continues to bless others, I was miserable. And I felt that misery to the bone for the first 3 hours of my day on the bus to the last 3 hours of my day on the bus. Sometimes I even referred to that bus as the moving coffin because it was transporting me back and forth to earn a living that left me feeling as if the very life was being sucked out of me. And the thought of leaving my corporate career, my 6-figure corporate career, felt as far as possible for me as the earth is from the sun. Possible for others, perhaps, but not for me. Clearly not for me, because I had all the evidence that I could never leave because I was in debt up to my eyeballs. In fact, I was in so much debt that month after month, I was in the red in my checking account for upwards of $2,000 a month. I had no savings to speak of, not liquid savings anyway. Occasionally, very occasionally, I would put $200 or $300 aside in my savings account and then end up spending it on groceries before I received my next paycheck. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. My credit score was absolutely embarrassing. In fact, my dismal credit score added to the feeling that I could never, ever leave these golden handcuffs, because I suspected if I were to apply for other positions as an executive in my industry, the background check would include a credit score. Now, this is interesting. While I was in debt up into my eyeballs, right? While I was creating all kinds of drama in my own money story, I frequently, month after month, found myself lending money, lending money to other people, paying their rent, paying for their utilities, basically on some level supporting other people. And yet, when it was time for me to be paid back, I wouldn't see a red cent. So I could literally say, month after month, oh, I support others and nobody supports me. I was really incapable of setting a boundary, let alone holding a boundary. Some people would say I had no backbone whatsoever. And during that time in my life, self-care was also a joke. I would stuff down all of these feelings of sadness and secretly rage at what was happening with sugary snacks. And the only time that I actually had for myself was spent on the bus, spent on my daily commute with 50 other strangers. Relationships, healthy relationships anyway, were non-existent. And I didn't feel powerful and sexy. Truthfully, I didn't feel much at all. I had literally stuffed it all down. I was exhausted, I was simply existing, and I was not living. Now, I have always been a self-proclaimed personal development junkie. So even before I became a transformational wealth and success coach, I knew that there was power in coaching and in finding the right mentor. And I knew that something had to give because everything that I was doing was keeping me firmly stuck, and I was like a walking dead. So I sought the assistance of another coach to help get me out of this hump. And I gave myself a year. My number one priority at that time was to leave my corporate job and start a business of my own. Gave myself a year to get ready, a year to try and get my finances in order, a year to get additional certifications, a year to get my business on track so that I could leave corporate and still support my family. Basically, I was looking for evidence that it could be done. You know what happened? A year went by and I didn't have the evidence I said I wanted. I didn't. At that time, I had one client in my business because I was doing it on the side, and she had already paid me and that money had been spent. So I didn't have the evidence I said I wanted. So I really started digging deep. 12 weeks later, after doing this deep internal dive, I woke up with all of the evidence that I really needed. I woke up literally and figuratively. And I knew that I deserved to be happy. I didn't believe that I deserved to be happy. I knew. Let me explain the difference to me between believing and knowing. My name is Keisha. I don't believe my name is Keisha. I know my name is Keisha. And nothing and nobody in this world would ever be able to tell me otherwise. My knowing my name is Keisha can never be shaken from my core. No matter what anyone else may say or call me, mother, sister, daughter, friend, enemy, and everything and anything in between, I have a knowing that my name is Keisha. So when I woke up with that unshakable, unmistakable knowing that I deserved happiness, I cut ties with those external things that I thought at the time had made me unhappy. Like that date, April 20th, 2018. The first thing I left was my 6-hour commute. I walked away from the job. For over a year, I had been looking for evidence that I could do it, that I could replace my income, and I couldn't get there. And when I started to really dig deep, 12 weeks later, after that year had gone by, 12 weeks later, I knew with all of my heart, my soul, and my mind that I deserved to be happy. And I was able to disconnect from those things that made me the most unhappy at that time, my commute. And even though at that moment I still only had one client, it didn't matter. All that mattered was that I felt aligned with my knowingness and my knowing that happiness was what I deserved. Now here's an interesting thing. A few days later, days, not months, not weeks, days later, not only did I have a calendar full of clients, I was also booked to speak on podcasts. People were literally reaching out to me for coaching rather than me reaching out to coach others. And a few weeks after that, I started appearing in magazine articles, and I even graced a cover of a magazine at 50 years old. I was invited to be part of a 50-city speaking tour, and months after that, I was signing on clients month after month. I even moved from Pennsylvania to Florida, manifesting a beach house within 13 days from site to closing, got my keys in hand. And this entire time, I've been able to work my business from home, spend time at home, spend time with my now adult children. Most of them are adults, 2 are still living at home, and spend time with my grandchildren. I made this pivot at 50 years old. I found my happy. And I want the same for you. Now, I don't know what your version of happy is. You might even be unclear of what your version of happy is. And your version of happy may be very different from mine. You may never want to leave your career. You may absolutely love it there, but something is missing. Something else in your life is missing. Your version of happy may mean staying at your current role, but speaking from a more empowered place. Your version of happy may mean having a healthier, more loving relationship with your partner. Your version of happy might mean setting and holding boundaries that honor you. Speaking of boundaries, I mentioned earlier, one of the things I wasn't able to do prior to that last year in corporate was to set and hold distinct, clear boundaries. I was such a people pleaser, and I really hated that version of myself. I disliked it. I felt like a doormat. And yet, the thought of the possibility of me telling someone no, or being in battle, or being in conflict with a person because I said no, stopped me in my tracks, and I was just people pleasing all over the place. So if you have an issue with setting or holding or clearing boundaries, I thought I would take a minute to share with you right now an exercise that I do that turns it all around for me. And it's something that you can start to do right now. So let's just take a deep breath and we'll do this quick exercise. Taking a deep breath in from your nose and out through your mouth. Shaking my arms a little bit just to shake off some excited energy and ground myself in. All right, think about a person or a situation that you have right now in your life or have had in the past where you needed to set a boundary, a distinct no, a yes to yourself. And let your mind paint you the picture of your setting this boundary with the person. Let it be the messy version, right? The version where you're trying to set a boundary and things aren't going well. And there they are. They're in your space and they're trying to talk over you. Maybe they're yelling at you. Maybe they're bullying you somehow. Or maybe they're just trying to manipulate or guilt you with their silence. Just notice how this person looks. And notice how you look and how you feel in this picture that you've painted in your mind. And now, I want you to imagine, or actually do it. Put both hands up in front of you, just like this, and say the word stop. 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 And just feel the energy from that. What I want you to feel here is what it's like to set a boundary. Not engaging in battle, just setting the boundary by saying by yourself, stop, without getting sucked into the battle. You should be feeling something in your hand area. Just own this energy. Imagine there's an energy field that's literally just coming from your hands that just says, stop. The line stops here. I will not be in battle. This is what I deserve. This is my truth. These are the steps I'm going to continue to take. And I free you to continue to take the steps that you're taking, but stop. I will not have battle. And just take a deep breath and go back to that movie screen of your mind and just see the other person or people in the picture. How was that received? Has anything changed or shifted in the picture? I would love for you to practice that this week in the privacy of your home, perhaps in the bathroom with no one watching. Just put both hands up in front of you and say the words, stop, stop, stop. The line stops here. I will not be in battle. This is what I deserve. This is my truth. These are the steps that I'm going to continue to take. And I free you to continue to take the steps that you're taking. But stop. I will not have battle. And as you do that this week, just feel the energy from that. What I'm asking you to do is to feel the energy of setting a boundary without engaging in battle. You're showing your nervous system what setting a boundary feels like without giving lots of explanation or rationalization behind setting your boundary, or excuses behind setting your boundary, simply by saying stop or no, simply by saying a yes to yourself without getting sucked into the battle. And when you've done that, and do it daily over the next 7 days, from that boundaried energy, when you can feel that boundaried energy, I find when I do that personally, my voice gets a little deeper. All of a sudden I start, some people say I'm speaking from my chest. I feel like I'm speaking from my belly. From that boundaried energy, when you feel that boundaried energy, start voicing what it is that you do want. Say out loud everything that you want to happen and really let it fly, right? Because you're alone. It's safe. You can do this in the comfort of your own home. Let it fly. Say things like, I want money, peace, happiness, love, whatever it is that you personally desire. And at the end, add the words, and I deserve it. This is what I want, and I deserve it. And take a breath afterwards and just honor the energy that comes through your voice. And it's a very different energy than being in people-pleasing or victim or battle mode. Just voicing what you want and what you deserve. So getting back to the backdrop of my story, like I was saying, where was I? Yes. The footprint to your version of happy may be very different than the footprint of mine, but the pathway is the same. So here's the goal. I'm on a mission. Over the next 12 weeks, my mission is to get you to a place you've always imagined of going to, but didn't think it was possible for you. Whatever that version of happiness is for you, I can guide you to get there through the Brilliant Life one-to-one coaching. And I do this through a 4-pronged comprehensive process. We go through 4 stages of breakthrough. The first healing breakthrough is healing your foundation of power. Now, this is a deeply effective healing which focuses on the root sources of your current wealth, confidence, and joy set points. And we do this together so that you can start to feel calm and centered, powerfully present, focused, connected, and inspired. The second healing breakthrough is healing your energy of power. This opens you up to the next desired level of personal and financial empowerment and freedom so that you can start feeling your powerful feelings, your rising passion, your awesomeness, your true needs and true desires, and the softer side of you that deserves care. The third healing breakthrough that we go through is healing your power to act so that you can really step into a more empowered version of yourself, one that is powerful, confident, joyful, enthusiastic, fearless, and real. We do that so that you can really start feeling your inner value, start showing up with a new confidence and a new level of enthusiasm, a new willingness to take risks and to shine a new willingness to be excited about speaking and acting in new ways. And finally, the fourth healing breakthrough is healing the power of self-love. And that produces steady, enthusiastic progress towards your goals and your intentions while manifesting unexpected support in opportunities. And when we do this, you will feel your heart and feel your wholeness and feel the warmer, kinder version of yourself for yourself and for others. The version of you that is absolutely knowing that you're deserving of joy, happiness, and reward right now. This 4-category breakthrough healing approach to my coaching is comprehensive and systematic because it focuses on healing the multiple aspects of yourself for true transformation of power and empowerment. The goal and the promise of this Brilliant Life coaching is a dramatic shift in the way that you show up, the way that you act, the way that you speak in this new and empowered way. And that's what I want for you. So let's get on a free call to discuss if this is a good fit for you, where you're at, and what you need. To schedule your free call, simply go to bit.ly/call Keisha. If you're ready to feel more calm, present, focused, brilliant, and effective in a way that other people can notice, if you're ready to feel softer and more alive, if you're ready to really embody the true, powerful you and take action from that place of your real power, your desires, and your needs, and if you're ready to have this bigger charge of energy and action that is clear and focused towards the most important things, and you're ready to finally stand in your truth, to ask more boldly, and to take action with passion and charisma and create your desires and easily set personal boundaries that honor you and honor others without confrontation, battle, or trauma, as you experience yourself, everything, and everyone as they truly are, beautiful, perfect, and limitless. If you're ready to be the healing force simply by being you, as people shift just by being in your presence, as you allow your compassion, your softness, and your caring, heartfelt intent to be heard and felt for others and by others, well, then let's get on a free call to discuss if this is a good fit for you, where you're at right now, and what it is that you need. To schedule your free call, go to bit.ly/call Keisha. And I thank you for watching and taking a bite out of the apple today. It was so much fun sharing my story with you. If you liked what I shared today and found the personal boundaries exercise useful, share it with a friend. And if you want to work with me some more, let's get on a call. Here's another way you can get in touch, and that's by going to Keisha@awellexperience.me. Happy New Year, stay safe, and stay in joy. And of course, eat more apples. I'm Keisha Dixon, creator of the Monetize Your Mind Success System and the Brilliant Life Coaching Program. And it is my hope for you that 2021 is the year that you consciously create your brilliant life.